Next up, we have Leroy Pierson. Yeah.
Thank you.
With Matt Wilson. And I'm just going to let him go.
Well, now you're going to see what it's like when you see a guy that's really too old to be doing this. In 1965, I went to see Son House perform at Carnegie Hall in New York City. And I thought, this guy is just so old. And he was in his mid-60s. I'm some ways a piece further than that. So I need these cheaters here too, or I can't see my dots, you know. So I'm gonna try to bring something to you here. And this one's, this tune, I might as well waste some time talking because I can't play very well tonight, so. This tune is sort of a conglomeration of all the different easy rider tunes that I ever heard. And the guitar part, I learned this guitar part from a guy named Hayes McMullen, who was a paying student of the great Willie Brown. So he had this tune that he did of Willie's, and I stole most of it for this tune. And the lyrics come from, some are from Texas Alexander, there might even be one in there I wrote, and some of them are from Mae West. One of my favorite female blues singers, you know. So this one's called She's an Easy Rider. This is gonna be hard. She's an easy rider, but she do ride hard sometimes. Easy rider, but she do ride hard sometimes. She's an easy roller, move behind. Said some give her a nickel, some leave her down a dime. Eric, can I have more guitar in the monitor? Some leave a nickel, others just a lousy dime. Cost is that day, little guys remove behind. It takes midnight water, honey, and that rising sun. Midnight water, honey, and that rising sun. I looked out of my window, felt my baby come. One time, two times. Water and bottle, sort of a paw. I'm gonna take the gal back and tell you. singing song, gonna take her home down in Arkansas. One for mama, two for pa. I said, wonder where. Sometime I sit and I wonder where's my easy rider gone. Sometime I wonder where my easy gone. She's an easy rider. Do not hurt so long. It's my boy, stand up my black man. Hitch my pony, saddle up my black man. Gonna find my easy out in the world somewhere. Boy, you people are kind people, I'm telling you that. You're some sweetheart people. You know, my excuse for this is I have not had my guitar out of the case for actually a year and a half. So I took it out last night and I almost called and told him I can't do this. But, you know, if there's two people in this town everybody ought to really know about, actually three of them, it's the Steins. And Jodie Stein, the best sound man in the world and a great friend to me all my life, Eric Stein. And their lovely son, David. So I'm going to try my best to get through one more song here, and then I'm going to turn it over to somebody that can actually play. At least he could last time I saw him.
I'm just happy to be up here with you, Leroy.
Well, you're a nice guy, I'll tell you that. Feel more like Sunhouse than ever because Sunhouse had this trimmer in his hand, you know. And he'd always, when you were watching him, you'd always think, is this guy going to make it through the show?
Got to get you that good whiskey.
No, that's what I don't need, that whiskey. Say what? Well, I'm going to try to play you this tune now. They made a movie once about this kid that was trying to find a Robert Johnson song that he hadn't recorded. And that was his holy grail. And the truth is, there were dozens of songs that Robert Johnson played that he never recorded. But over the years, his disciples have taken those songs and done them over again, so fortunately, I had a lot of time to hang around with Johnny Shines. And the thing that was nice about Johnny Shines is not only could he show you what he could play and what Robert Johnson could play, but you could ask him about pretty much any guitar player that played in the Chicago blues in their 1950s. And he'd nail whatever they did and just show it to me. So in any case, Robert Jr. Lockwood recorded this tune in 1941. And I'm going to expurgate the lyrics a little bit because I don't really like people to boo me on the stage, even if I'm not playing well. But the lyrics to this were a little extreme, and I used to excuse them by saying, well, you know, the blues is full of mock violence. But some is pretty gritty, you know, whether it's mock or not. So I'm going to have to come up with a different verse when I get to that part of it. This is called Little Boy Blue. And of course, it takes its inspiration from the poem of the same name, which all St. Louis residents are familiar with. So I hope I can get through this. Can I have a little more monitor, Eric? Oh, well, if you can't, you can't. I just have to hope I can hear this. Blue. Could you please blow your horn? Little boy blue. Please come blow your horn. Down on the east side, wanna hear me blow my horn. I ran until I broke my poor self down. Believe to my soul, that little guy, she must be somewhere out of town. Little boy blue. Come blow your horn. Got a gal in East St. Louis. Let me all alone. Gonna take my whoop, I'm gonna whoop her down to the ground. Got my stuff and stab her and turn it round and round. Buckley. Take that stuff out, you know. Please, ma'am, blow your horn. Got a gal in Chicago, and I hear me blow my horn. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're very kind. I'm going to make a commitment to you tonight. I'm not going to put this guitar back in the case until the end of September, because I am going to play down here in September. And I will be as limber as is possible for this old frame of mind to get. In the meantime, it's been a real pleasure of mine the last year and a half or so. You know, David Stein called me up one day and he said, "Man, you got to get out there and play. You're going to lose it." And I said, He said, "No, you want to get out there and play." And then he said, "You'll be playing in front of a group called the Rum Drum Ramblers." And I've been hearing about the Rum Drum Ramblers for a couple of years, but you know, my lazy butt, I hadn't gone out and seen them. And so I found myself playing this gig, and when it was over, I went over and started watching. And I really liked what I heard. If you haven't heard the Rum Drum Ramblers, you need to go out and check them. In the meantime, Mr. Matt here and I have become really great friends in the last year and a half. We hardly spend a week that we don't spend some time together. but normally it's playing music on records. From now on, we're going to have to play some music this way so I can get myself ready for this gig in September.
Anytime.
So, okay, Matt Wilson.
I picked a couple tunes. I hope I have time for them. All right. I want to do this one. One of my favorite Tom Hall recordings is with the record he did with Big Bad Smitty, and I was talking to Leroy about it, and I was like, man, there's just Robert Johnson all over this. And you were telling me that he had originally talked to you about some Robert Johnson licks. Robert Johnson was the gateway drug for a lot of us, and so I heard it all over that Smitty recording, and so I wanted to do a Robert tune for Tom, who was a brother of mine in the National Resonator family and in the St. Louis Blues family. So I'm gonna do my very best on this.
No, play it badly.
All right, well, I'm gonna play it as bad as I can.
Followed her to the station, suitcase in my hand. Well, I followed her to the station, suitcase in my hand. Well, it's hard to tell when all your love's in vain, all my love's in vain. Well, the train pulled up to the station. I looked her in the eye. When the train pulled up to the station, I looked her in the eye. Well, I was so lonesome, I felt so lonesome. All I could do was cry. All my love's in vain. When the train, it left the station, two lights on behind. When the train left the station, two lights on behind. Where the blue light was my blue, the red light was my mind. All my love's in vain. Ooh, really made. Willie Mae. Whoa, all my love's in vain.
Thank you so much. That's for Tom. I'm gonna leave you with this one real quick. This is a tune that I do with my group, the Rum Drum Ramblers. This is an original tune that I wrote for a dear friend of mine that I lost, that the whole community lost, a friend of ours named Tom. But it's emblematic of every one of our brethren, our brothers and sisters that we lose, even not in the blues community. But for me, this is a song that hits close to home, and I want to dedicate it to Tom because he will be missed. He was a wonderful person, and you know, I consider him a family in the National Resonator community and the St. Louis Blues community. So this is a tune called "Beautiful Time."
open heart. From Nagani to St. Louis, and I know this to be true. Now how are you? And it's a few false starts and some change of address mail. I can't stand myself to fail, but I've got these blues, and I will not forget. I said, hey, what'd you say? I've been bugging all day, and I want to dust off these blues. And I seem to recall, what'd you play? We played them all. What a beautiful time with you. First crossed paths when I was out with Brother Sean on some tour that we was on, and you came too. Man, we talked some trash, and we spoke of old guitars and the beauty in our heroes of the blues. And I will not forget. I said, hey, what'd you say? I've been bugging all day, and I wanna dust off these blues. And I seem to recall what we played. We played them all. What a beautiful time with you. Our young friend, and we shared this to the end. Now I bear this pain again, but it's times two, and now it's me who's grown. Some of the best that I have known were simply perched before they've flown into the blue. And I will not forget. I said, hey, what'd you say? I've been bugging all day, and I wanna dust off these blues. And I seem to recall what we played. We played them all. What a beautiful time with you. I said, hey, what'd you say? I've been bugging all day, and I want to dust off these blues. And I seem to recall what we played. We played them all. What a beautiful time with you. Thank you so much. The wonderful Leroy Pierson. My name is Matt Wilson. Rest in peace, Tom. We love you.
Rum Drum Ramblers, go and see him when you see him listed.
Be there.